Welcome to the Amex Stadium in Brighton as we're just a minute in. Apologies for our late delay, but we're back. We're live with you for Burnley's latest game away at Brighton and Hove Albion. It's going to be really tough. I'll go through the teams as soon as I get the opportunity, but Burnley are in the change shirt of yellow, and it's going to be a tough assignment against Brighton, who are going really well under Roberto De Zerbi. They've made several changes to their starting 11, and they look a really good side on paper, but absolutely sure. So should be a tough assignment this for Burnley today. No doubt about this. Gross takes it on the right-hand side for Brighton. Evan Ferguson starting as the lone striker up front today. We're here. And there's strong possibilities that if there's a possibility here that Odegaard can get in there for Burnley. Deflected on the wall, the deflection took it there, and easy save there for Bruggen. Berta Luke stealing goals today. So let's run through that side. Bruggen in goal, Brighton side. James Milner, Lewis Dunk, Jan Vecker, and Fabrica the back four, and it's Gross and Dahoud in the midfield, and then it's Adinha, Lallana, and Pedro with the main striker Evan Ferguson up front for Brighton. That's their 11. We'll just see this corner out for Burnley. Gudmundsson's going to take it. He's in as this corner comes into the penalty area. It's knocked away once more. Burnley trying to rescue the situation. Gudmundsson gets it back the second time. He's playing on the left-hand side of midfield. We're here in Brownhill. Wins another throw. So Burnley's team quickly: Trafford, Bertinho, O'Shea, Bayer, Taylor, Odegaard, Berg, Brownhill, and Johan Berg Gudmundsson. And then it's Jay Rodriguez and Zeki Anduni up front. Odegaard has it now on the far side. Gets it to Bertinho. Bertinho running down the VAR touchline. Ball deflects away and being kept in there by James Milner there, number 6. Burnley win the ball back, but illegally, says the referee. It's still 0-0 if you've just joined us. Don't forget, keep your comments flowing in this afternoon. Keep the comments clean. We are a family programme. Down at the Amex this afternoon, and still it remains goalless as the ball is down the touchline there and out of play. We've got an early comment there. We've gone 5 minutes without anything. I'll run through the subs and the referee in a second or two. Good afternoon, Russ. Nice to have you with us. These are at Blackburn today, and of course, Brighton fans will have been happy that Liverpool came back from the dead to beat Crystal Palace 2-1 in the last seconds earlier today. The referee today, in fact, comes from Wiltshire in Swindon. That's Simon Hooper. Ball round the corner. Could be it. And here goes João Pedro. He's the second top scorer with 5 goals. Oh, you won 2-0. Yes, you won 2-0. Fantastic result. Good news. That's great news that Blackburn got beat today. Fantastic. Anyway, for road to Brighton, it's going to be a real struggle for Burnley today. It could be a real tough examination of their Premier League. Things, Brighton sitting in a healthy 8th position with a healthy 25 points behind them. Playing some wonderful stuff at home and abroad this season. The Europa League has been such a godsend to them, but it hasn't affected their league form too much. Right, okay, they've won 2 out of the last 5, but there have been a couple of draws thrown in. Only 1 defeat in those 5. One of those draws came against Sheffield United, the bottom side. So maybe a glimmer of hope maybe for all Burnley fans here today, but let's not get ahead of ourselves as Bakara brings the ball forward. Lallana, former Liverpool and Southampton player, comes forward once again. Ball being kept in there. Gross takes the throw. Still 0-0 if you just joined us. 6 minutes and 19 seconds gone. As we've run through the two lineups, I'll run through the benches as soon as I get a chance. But the VAR man is Michael Oliver as well from Ashington, there in County Durham. He's at Stockley Park as opposed to the Amex today. And apparently at Wolves today, there's a protest going on at Wolves to ban VAR, to stop VAR from being used as that ball was knocked in there, headed away by Bayer. He was suspended during the week against Wolves, for which Burnley lost to a really silly goal scored, ridiculous goal scored by Wang, where Dara O'Shea put Ekdal right down the river. But yeah, he's kept his place up front, which when I looked at the team sheet around about 2 o'clock, I was a little bit bemused by that. Brighton and Hove have a good record here at the Amex. They have a good thing, but in head-to-heads of the last 10 games in Premier League, Burnley have won the most out of the 3. And here's Odegaard. And Odegaard now running into the area, trying to get his shot in, but it's well charged away. Keeps the ball though, to be fair. Here's Taylor. Taylor goes back to the halfway line and uses Bayer. Bayer now uses O'Shea. Boys, he got some making up to do this afternoon after his mistake at Wolverhampton. Jordan Bayer takes it again. At the moment, Trafford, neither goalkeeper having a shot to save at the moment, but there's a long way to go in this one. We're absolutely sure as Trafford kicks long up the field. Gross knocks it away and halfway. Then the ball knocked forward with great interest from Jay Rodriguez. And now here's Seki Amdouni. Scored a fine goal last week in the win over Sheffield United. Amdouni takes the ball again. Edge of the penalty area, looks to try and see if he can get a shot. Played a 1-2 with Jay Rodriguez and then loses out in the end. O'Shea will win the race as Brighton attempted to have a counter-attack. Don't forget, if you are following me on X, well, it's Twitter really, but it's now called X, thanks to Elon Musk. If you want my Twitter handle, it's rolling across the screen for you on our ticker. JB Sports 11 is my Twitter handle if you want to follow me on that social media platform. And also we'll be keeping you abreast with the scores as well. Not good news for Burnley this one. Manchester United 0, Bournemouth 1. Dominic Solanke after 5 minutes at Old Trafford. Bournemouth on a good bit of form, unfortunately, from a Burnley point of view, pulling away from that danger zone. Sander Berg now in the middle of the park, runs charging forward towards the edge of the area. What about the shot? There's a man free on the far side here, and the shot comes in. Oh, just wide. It was Johan Berg Gudmundsson. Cut in, hit it with his right foot, and only just wide. It was a good opportunity, this, for the Clarets, who have started very positively here. Their only 2 wins this season have come against their fellow promoted teams, Luton Town and Sheffield United. And their other point was on the road against Nottingham Forest. Here's Gross now for Brighton, playing the ball forward. Ball's lost to Taylor. Dooney gets the ball back, and Trafford will take possession. Trafford kicks long, right-footed. He pulls it away up the field. And again, the ball back with him again. All the other games goalless, apart from that one at Old Trafford, and the ball played forward, but it's going to fall for Bruggen in Brighton and Hove Albion goal. No shots on target yet, but Burnley have had the 2 shots that have gone before. If you heard any noise in industrial language in the background, and we do apologise. We do try and make this family friendly as we can, as the ball is now in play with Brighton. And it was Dingo has lost it. There's Roberto De Serbi, who's done a terrific job. One has to say, he's a terrific manager. He looks very, very good. Got Brighton into Europe for the first time last season, and they've looked a really good side. They've beaten Ajax and they've beaten Marseille in the Europa League group. So Burnley know what they're up against in terms of opposition. There are no mugs, and there's never any mugs in this Premier League. The next game is always as difficult as the first. But here's Gudmundsson now for Burnley. Looks like he's playing on the right, Alderweireld on the left. Uses Anduni, edge of the area. Anduni's cross gets a deflection, but it falls very kindly for Verbruggen in the Brighton goal. Well done for the Brighton defence thus far. Dunke's it across the line to Van Hecker. This time I've actually covered Brighton on either the Commentary Hub or JB Sports this season. Always a pleasure to actually commentate on them, even though they're up against the Clarets here today. At the moment, though, it's Burnley who had the better of things. They do have a good record here. Won the last time they were here. They won 3-0. And before that, in 2019, they won a televised game 3-1. There's been a goal. That's not good news again for Burnley. Henry Toffolo has scored for Nottingham Forest. Wolverhampton Wanderers 0, Nottingham Forest 1. Toffolo on 14 minutes. Well, the results look like going against Burnley at the moment. Sheffield United 0, Brentford 0 is also going on. We know about Wolves and Nottingham Forest. Crystal Palace earlier today losing 2-1 to Liverpool. They did lead in that game but had a man sent off. Brighton have won possession on the edge of the area and they've won themselves a free kick in a very dangerous position. And, well, I think that's a bit harsh, the yellow card from Mr. Hooper, I have to say. It's a foul, but a booking? I'm not quite sure that's a booking against O'Shea. Well, it's a foul. Yeah, he's sort of tucking with his ankle, O'Shea, but it's a silly thing to do, don't get me wrong, but a booking after a quarter of an hour? That boggles the mind. Anyway, 3 kick to Brighton, and it was a definite 3 kick. I don't think we should dispute the 3 kick being given here by Mr. Hooper. It was the right thing to do, but a yellow card, I'm not so sure. But anyway, 3 kick, and this is where Burnley will have to be wary. Pascal Gross has got a terrific set-piece repertoire, but not this time. It hit the wall. Right-footed effort that come away again. The ball knocked into the danger zone. Burnley have got to watch it. Header 1, but well saved by Trafford at the near post. And Trafford trying to get Amdouni on his way, and he did so, although he slipped as he threw the ball out. So Wolves are losing, and Manchester United are losing. Bournemouth and Forest, the beneficiaries here, and that's not good news for the Clarets, considering that Everton are in good form as well. So it's imperative that Burnley do keep the pressure on by attempting to at least get something from this game. Even a point would be something to build on here. O'Shea now has got to watch his step for the remaining 70-odd minutes that remain. Brownell getting out to Gudmundsson. A lot of eyebrows were raised when he came in instead of Brun Larsen. That's another throw given. Burnley have it in line with the 6-yard area of Brighton on the far side. Martinho is going to take it to Brazilian. Burnley have lost 4 out of 5, but the one they did not lose, they won. So that could be an incentive for Burnley now. They can get their 3rd win of the season. A long throw this time from Coutinho, flicked on. And Coutinho will let that ball go again for another throw in. Again, almost in line with the 6-yard area. Ball hooked back once more to Gudmundsson. Coutinho continues his run. That's a dangerous looking cross. The goalkeeper lost it and got away with it. There was no foul on the goalkeeper. Verbruggen, and well, that could have been. That would have been interesting if this had gone in, because Rodriguez challenged. There was nothing wrong, I felt, with the challenge by Jay Rodriguez. There was just no Burnley players in a vicinity to pick up the loose ball and take advantage of it. And still no score here. But it's Pascal Gross now on the right-hand flank. Goes inside. Back to Gross, the German. Playing the ball in there to Lallana. This could be trouble here for Ferguson. As Ferguson goes in, and Burnley making a complete haul to the defending, but there's an offside flag up. Burnley yet again can count themselves very fortunate there that the linesman on the far and the near side, Simon Long, put his flag up, because I tell you what, if they had had a defensive mix-up, then that could have led to a lot of trouble. In fact, it was Adingwa who was tagged offside. Ferguson was poised there to take advantage of that defensive slip. Just to remind you that Palace won earlier today 2-1. Liverpool won 2-1. Man United 0, Bournemouth 1. Wolves 0, Nottingham Forest 1. Sheffield United 0, Brentford 0. Here's Abdouni inside the area. Gets his shot away, but it's a well held by Verbruggen. And no damage done for Brighton. Still 0-0 here as we tick towards the 19th minute of the game. Good left-footed drive and well held. And it's been that sort of a first half, really, where it's ebbed and flowed a little bit. As I say, it's just I think the game's just beginning to rise to the surface. But Burnley have started decent here, as we just see that effort from Gudmundsson and Abdouni again. Just watching a rerun of that. As we now tick by the 18th minute here. Just to remind you that elsewhere it's Wolves are winning, Wolves are losing, and Manchester United are losing, which at Old Trafford is a cardinal sin, and Eric Ten Hag's future could well be up in the air. As Burnley fans have been speaking exactly the same of Vincent Kompany in recent weeks. Just having 1 or 2 technical problems at the moment, so just bear with us. Hopefully we'll not miss any of the action. Very difficult when you're in the hands of the gods here a little bit, and we are back live with the action now. Still, you haven't missed anything. Brighton still holding Burnley at 0-0 here at the Amex. The 22 minutes of the first half gone, so you haven't missed a single second of any of the action that matters here on JB Sports. A JB Sports exclusive. And of course, we'll be live with the TC Hub next week with Burnley as they take on Everton in that tea time grudge match. And I won't be commentating on the game. Paul James Well, a fellow Claret and a fellow friend of the channel. We'll be live with you. Hopefully we'll be able to, and Russ will be there too. And hopefully I'll have a role to play as host. But we'll let you know nearer the time whether that will be the case. It's Bayer battles with it in possession here and has lost out here. And been a development in the Rotherham game, which I'll come to in a second with Russ at the moment. Don't forget, keep your comments clean. We're still a family programme. Gross to take this throw then. 23 minutes gone. Back to Gross again. Brighton moving the ball around rather well here at the moment. Right, the Rotherham Swans, it's 0-0, but Rotherham have been reduced to 10 men. Viola has been sent off there. So Rotherham Swansea 0-0 up at the New York Stadium in Rotherham. Here at the Amex at the moment, it's Brighton 0, Burnley 0. Burnley need to win this game, you feel. You fancy. Give their season a real shot in the arm. Ball out towards the far side here, and it's a good run from Milner into the penalty area, but it's an easy take for James Trafford. Under no great pressure inside his 6-yard area, and he's got Odobert going full tilt down this near touchline, the left-hand touchline. I haven't got a timer, unfortunately, but I can tell you the time. We're halfway through the first half, 23 minutes. It would take the charm away from the audio commentary. I'll give you the score, but the score is there for you to see, but we haven't got the facility for a timer on StreamYard. Here's Bertinho running at players here, and Bertinho has been allowed to run in the area. Here's Bertinho now trying to open himself up for the shot, and in the end he went for a pass when I think he should have gone for a shot there. And if people, just to answer Quentin's question, we don't have a timer, we don't have a facility for it. I've had a couple of people message me about that, and the answer is still the same. I haven't got the facility to do it there. I'm not as technically gifted as a lot of people on YouTube, but I can give you the time that we've had. 24 minutes of the first half. Thank you very much indeed. 24 minutes gone. I will keep giving the time every 2, 3, 4 minutes, so then you know you keep up to date. Here come Brighton. Over on the far side, right on the edge of the area, looking for a way through if they can. As the ball play forward here towards Pedro. Pedro gets it on the far side, inside the Burnley penalty area. Ball crept into the penalty area, header one, and over the top and behind for a goal kick. As I said, we're coming up towards 25 minutes of the first half played. Go us so far between these two sides. Well, it's good to know that you're listening to us. I will keep abreast of the time, but I won't be counting down. I'll just be doing as I normally do. And I can tell you we're halfway through this first half. And again, a few clear-cut opportunities. That should have been a retake there. Simon Hooper was not on the same planet as everyone else there. I have to be honest, that should have been retaken there. Burnley feel that it may have been denied a little bit there by the referee. Ball out of play on the far side. A terrific be a terrific blow if Burnley could take it. Richard, just let me get on with the commentary, please. I appreciate you want me to count down, but I've got to stay with the action. I've got to stay with the action, mate. Just be thankful you've got some commentary and not all. We're into the 26 minutes of the first half. 26 minutes and 25 seconds. To be exact, well, it'll be 26 and a half minutes now. Burnley have another throw. Just to remind you, this is an audio commentary. I appreciate that people will be listening to us from the television set, but I can't be accurate with the actual timing. So appreciate that if you could. Still 0-0 if you've just joined us. Thank you very much. Right, on with the commentary now, and it's with Adingua. Adingua kept it going again. Van Hecker gets it forward. Gross on the right-hand side. 27 minutes for the first half played, and it's Brighton 0, Burnley 0 if you've just joined us. Best chance we had was Johan Gunnarsson cutting in from the right-hand side and hitting a left-footed shot that just missed the far post of Verbruggen. Apart from that, though, we've had a few hard chances from both sides, but nothing really much to shout home about, to be honest with you. Brighton might have a chance here with Raul Pedro. Now then, Gross's three. This could be trouble. Gross shoots. Good save by Trafford at the near post. And Burnley were caught again, lopsided towards the right-hand side. And Gross had all the time in the world on the right-hand side to pick his spot there. And he went for the near post, but Trafford did well to stick out a left foot and divert it behind for a Brighton corner. That did not knock on the quadrant to me as that cross came in from, the corner came in from Gross, but it didn't matter. Burnley did get it out this time. That's a big, genuine chance that for Brighton, and Burnley were so lopsided there, all bunched up to the left, and the ball played towards the right-hand side, and Pascal Gross should have scored for me there. The goal across the goalkeeper, you find the left-hand corner, from the far left-hand corner. But a big chance wasted for Brighton. Burnley by now would have conceded by now. Staying in the game, but it's very difficult at the moment to try and see what they can do at the moment. The ball out of play. And behind for a throw. I'll just run through the substitutes. Steele, Julio, Gilly Gilmore, Moda, Matoma, Bonanotti, Hinchelwood, Baker Donati, and O'Mahony. For Burnley, Muric, Roberts, Ekdal, Redmond, Ramsey, Masingo, Zahori, Trezor, and Brun Larson, who was very unlucky to be dropped to the bench. Ball forward again, and it's real problems now as Dingra makes a good break and Dingra shoots. Again, good block there, and Odegaard, who's having plenty to say for himself, coming in on the left-hand side, doing really well. Now Abdouni gets it out to Gunnarsson. Abdouni has gone deeper again this time. Rodriguez is the furthest man forward. Berg to Brownhill inside the centre circle. Still 0-0 here if you've just joined us. And to everybody at Raven House who may be listening to us this afternoon, all the staff there, a big hello to you guys as well if you are listening along. Here's Brownhill getting the ball down the left-hand channel, but there's nobody in that vicinity, and that's out of play. And behind for a goal kick to Brighton and Hove Albion. So we've had just over half an hour, 3-0 and a half minutes of the first half. Quarter of an hour to half time, plus any injury and stoppage time as we look at Vincent Company on the monitors. Got a big, massive coat on and baseball cap. Roberto De Zerbi minus the baseball cap. That does have a big coat on. I would say this game is very even Stevens at the moment as the ball is still in play. It's difficult to see how this is going to happen. The ball chipped forward and he just couldn't take it in his stride there. Simon Adingra just ran out of pitch. It's a lovely stadium, this Amex Stadium, out in the new grounds here. It's a wonderful venue. Brighton were complaining for years. After they left the Goldstone ground, they spent many a year at Gillingham's ground at the Priestfield. Then in 2002 went to the West Dean. In 2012 they moved to this beautiful, wonderful Amex Stadium. At the back, that's easy for Verbruggen, Dutchman in the Brighton goal. Played more Europa League games than anything else. Although Luke Steele has been the #1 choice. But were robbed a bit against Chelsea last week on a controversial penalty decision, which Chelsea got on one with. There's been a goal at Wolves. Wolves 1, Nottingham Forest 1. Mateus Cunha after 32 minutes. So it's an important goal for Wolves as well. And, Gary O'Neill and their fans feel that VAR has been an injustice to them all season long. They reckon they could have had 24 points if VAR had not messed up on any of their decisions. I suppose hopefully it'll even themselves out for Wolves. They're a good little side and they're back in it at Molineux, so 1-1 in that game. Not in this one. Just remind you that Bournemouth are winning at Manchester United and Liverpool beat 10-man Crystal Palace earlier this afternoon. Leeds beat Blackburn 2-0 in that Lancashire-Yorkshire scrap at Ewood Park earlier on. This is Lancashire against... Oh, dear me, that's a bad ball. Given away and a chance there, saved by Trafford. And Burnley would have only had themselves to blame if that had gone in. Mistake at the back. Thankfully, Trafford saved well there, diving away to his left. Otherwise, that would have been disaster for Burnley yet again. Almost akin to what happened against Wolves. And it just gave needless possession away on their edge of their own area. They're playing too much chicken. And I have to say, if in doubt, just give it a clout. Seriously, that was poor defending. Burnley got away with one there. Brighton just couldn't capitalise on it. Well, the attempt stats, Brighton having 7 attempts to 3 in Burnley, to 3 for Burnley. They've had 3 shots on target compared to the Burnley 1. So Brighton's certainly shading it, Granny, as the ball comes out to the edge of the area. Now they just give it a clout. Somebody, Taylor does, but he's not got any purchase on it. And Brighton are on their way again. We've had Dinger into the area, and there goes the header, and wide. And it was Van Hecke, the substitute, or the centre-back rather, who came flying in there, stayed forward from the back, got his header in. It's a great diving header. But unfortunately, or fortunately for the Clarets' point of view, it just went a foot wide of the post, the right-hand post, and behind for a goal kick. And I'm not certain Trafford had that covered neither. Big chance for Brighton that with 10 minutes to half-time. Ball back with Trafford. Or with Van Bruggen. Or Van Bruggen, I should say. Still 0-0. It should be at least a goal to Brighton at the moment. They've just shaded it for me, the better side here. No, if I was Vincent Company now, I'd be hoping and praying that they get to half-time at 0-0 here, because Brighton do look like scoring, I have to say. This is James Milner. He must be 38 now, going on 28, that fella. Anyway, inside the area, we've got Gross. There's the shot. Oh, and over the top. Outside the area. Once again, Lallana involved. And it was Pedro, I think, with the right foot who just screwed it over the top. It wasn't, in fact, it was Dahoud with a good effort there. The German just hitting that terrifically well and just shaved the crossbar pop, perhaps there. This really was defensive suicide there. I think it was Vitinho who get the ball away. And James Milner, I think, was denied there by James Trafford. Well, we need to just get a grip on themselves here because it's not been good enough defensively, but they've got away with it. They can ill afford any mistakes at this point. Get to half-time, get in there. Maybe company tweaks it a little bit at half-time, who knows, but somebody has to give. Aston Villa Arsenal, incidentally, is the late game, and what a game that promises to be. That's going to be live on JB Sports and the TC Hub with Paul James at 5:25. So when we're finished here at 5 o'clock, stay tuned because Paul James will be with you for a real Premier League crackaroony. And it will be a crackaroony of a game. Well worth listening to. 38 minutes almost played. It's Brighton 0, Burnley 0 in the Premier League for a Saturday afternoon. Possession. A little tangle of legs there. Burnley come away with a ball on the edge of their own area. Now Abdouni over halfway. He's a bit isolated though. He's surrounded by 6 Brighton players. And did well to find Josh Brownhill in the centre circle. He had to go backwards because he was the furthest man forward, and there were 6 Brighton players retreating after him on that right-hand side, the far side as we looked, and that was good centre-forward play, that. All back to Trafford. And they're still intending to pass out from the back, but even in doubt, just clout it. Sometimes you need to mix things up a little bit in terms of the play. Vitinho going forward. Goodmanson on the overlap. On the right touchline here. The far side is being looked. Goodmanson now looking to shape a left-footed cross. He does. But it's too close to Verbruggen, who takes it easily on his 6-yard box without any trouble at all. And he's not happy, Vincent Kompany, I can tell you. A man definitely under fire. His commentator, more than one occasion this season, has called for his head as a Burnley fan. I think tactically he has been naively farmed out, certainly by the more established Premier League clubs. But the performance, we all expected a better performance from the Clarets against Wolves. We didn't get that on Tuesday night. It was an appalling performance. Jay Rodriguez had a big chance to score, and then that defensive suicide cost Burnley dear. Shot comes in. It was from Dahoud again. I think that's gone out for a throw-in. And the man who came so close there, who just fired over about 4 minutes ago, tried the same trick again, and it's curled out for a throw, would you believe? Much to Charlie Taylor's amusement about the whole situation. So we're coming up towards the final 5.5 minutes of normal time. Of course, there'll be a few minutes for injury and stoppages. Can't see too many injuries in stoppage time. I reckon there'll be at least 1 minute minimum played. 2 maybe max. I can't see any other way that could be the case. Abdouni easily muscled out the ball by Van Hecker, and that is a real mismatch there. But Van Hecker had every right to go for the ball, and here he is now on it. And here comes Lallana. Lallana with a bad ball, really, and now to play for a goal kick to Burnley. It hasn't been vintage Clarets again today, it has to be said. But Burnley are still holding on. Get to half-time, and any mishaps, Trafford does decide to go long, and it's a good ball. Rodriguez flicks on, can't find Goodmanson. I think for pace he lacks a lot. They do have Anassori on the bench. No Benson still. He's still coming back from injury. They do have Ari Miric in goal. And I've been a big advocate of him going back in goal this year as Lallana breaks forward, looking to find Evan Ferguson, who was just gone to the right of the D. And it's a poor ball, and O'Shea And Bertinho, surely between them, can get it away. Bertinho, last time Burnley around the south coast, so James Trafford down the river and gifted a winning goal to Bournemouth, which was catastrophic. Ball not back to Trafford. Trafford needs to get it out of his speed and get it clear. Pronto, he's knocked it along the deck. That's a poor clearance. And he's put Burnley in all sorts of trouble. And Lallana just couldn't find Ferguson. And James Trafford then should have skied that ball as far up the field as he could. He tried to go along the deck. It was the wrong thing to do. It was absolutely the wrong thing to do, because that could have been a disaster for Burnley. Thankfully, Dara O'Shea was on hand to knock it out for a corner, really wasn't necessary. And if you can see from here, then they've only themselves to blame here, the Clarets, as we go into the final 3 minutes plus injury time at the end of the first half. 0-0. Gross goes short to Lallana. Back to Gross. He's gone in behind Taylor, but not in behind. Was it Jordan Bayer? Gross has gone down, Zebin in agony. Gross was definitely onside as that ball was played, and it was Sander Berg who came back and did a good job there. I'm not sure there was anything in that challenge from Sander Berg anyway. Simon Hooper didn't seem to think so. Taylor knocking it back into the danger zone. Trafford now does go high, and again another poor kick. He really has to work on his long kicks, James Trafford, for me. Not good enough. And here comes Dingra. This hooks on him as the ball is spreading towards Evan Ferguson. As O'Shea got a touch on that, and needed to. As Ferguson, who's got 6 goals in the league to his name this season, was working to make it 7. That's a good stretch from Dara O'Shea, the former West Brom man. That was really good defensive play. Minute to go. Minute and a half to go. 90 seconds of normal time remaining. Then we'll get Tim Robinson to give us the extra amount of stoppage time that might add on at the end of the first half. Rodriguez doing well. Gets it back to Coutinho. Get it long. Iranzi, yes. He found Gudmundsson. That's good play. Sanderberg now through the middle. And Burnley strike before half time. Would be against the run of the play, admittedly. Odeberg now inside the area. Has to check back. Then gets his shot away. And it's scored! Fantastic! Odeberg in the top corner has given the Clarets the lead. The last minute of the first half. And Wilson Odeberg with one of the goals of the season. Burnley lead at Brighton. Right foot into the net. And maybe Brighton punished for those missed chances that have gone before. Well, we said get to half-time with the scoreline at 0-0. Well, this is a bonus for Burnley. They're going to go in front at half-time in the lead. Well, a real turn-up for the books job here. Wilson Odeberg with his 2nd goal of the season. And 2 added minutes at the end of the first half. We're into the first of those now. Wow. Who would have thought it? Brighton 0, Burnley 1. It's a turn up for the books job, that's for sure. And the long ball over the top. Trafford has to read it. He got back, scampered, had to scamper like you wouldn't believe inside his penalty area, and did that easily. Admittedly, it has come against the run of the play, and Brighton will he will feel a little bit entitled to feel a little bit aggrieved by that. Because to be quite honest with you, they should be in front. But Burnley are in front, and that's the bottom line. But what a strike that was from Odegaard. He does have it in his locker. We've got a comment in there from Ross Vernon, and it's a goal for Sheffield United. James McAtee has scored in as well around about the same time. So it's 1-0 to Sheffield United. Looks like Chris Wilder is having a positive effect. Brentford trailing at Bramall Lane. Ball played into the area. Burnley must not concede now. We've played the 2 minutes. And there goes the half-time whistle. So Burnley lead at the break. Burnley lead at the break by a goal to 0. The goal scored in first half stoppage time from Wilson Odegaard. And now it'll be Roberto De Serbia who has the worse team talk than Vincent Kompany. We said keep it to half-time goalless. Burnley have done more than that. They've scored, albeit against the run of the play. But what a strike to get them into that position. He had to cut him from the left-hand side, and then he hit this right foot rasper. That just flew in the net. And Burnley, from nowhere, lead at half-time. We're going to take a 10-minute break. But the Clarets amazingly lead here at Brighton. Half-time here on JB Sports. It's Brighton 0, Burnley 1. We'll be back with the second half in 10 minutes. Welcome back to the Amex Stadium. There's a double change in the offing for Brighton as we rejoin you. Billy Gilmore and Mitoma, the Japanese is going to come on. So obviously Roberto De Zerbi not too impressed with how that first half went for Brighton, although they were the better side, admittedly. But it took a moment of pure genius from Wilson Odobert to put Burnley in front, but now this is the acid test. Can they hold the lead or maybe extend it? I don't know, but we'll find out. Billy Gilmore's going to come on. Mitoma's going to come on. We'll find out who they've replaced in just a second or two. We'll get all that confirmed through the Premier League. Billy Gilmore, Scottish international. And it's Burnley, who are unchanged from the first half to get us underway in this second half. Referee Simon Hooper from Swindon, making sure that all things are, well, everybody's all present and correct. And away we go. Burnley in those yellow shirts leading for a goal in the 45th minute from Wilson Odobert. And they might be in straight away. Rodriguez getting through, but out came Verbruggen. So we'll get confirmation of those substitutions in a second or two. But I can tell you that Billy Gilmore's on and Mitoma is on. But I can't tell you who they've replaced. Hopefully we'll get word back to us here in the commentary box that as Mitoma gets his first touch of the ball on this left-hand side. A terrific, tricky little player. He looks a real find. And his cross was a good one, but Trafford held on. So Lalana and Dahoud have come off. That's the two substitutions, and Mitoma and Gilmore are now both on. And Mitoma making this a good little bit of difference straight away for the Seagulls. He's crossing from the left-hand side with his left foot. A very dangerous one, but Trafford held on to it very, very comfortably. Throw to Brighton. And it's Gross to take it. Short to Dunk. Dunk does well. Gets it to our left back. Gets it forward, but now Rocher gets it forward for the Clarets. Rodriguez holds it up well. I'm doing it now. Trying to get Odobert on the far side. Well, he's splitting into that. He's fitting into that Kolyosho role very well. Kolyosho went off with a suspected knee injury at Wolves on Tuesday night. Abdouni has got an opportunity here. There's the crossing towards Rodriguez, but it's an easy take for Verbruggen. Had to take something special to beat him today. He's a really good goalkeeper, the Dutchman, in amongst the fringes of the Dutch national side. Billy Gilmore finds his other substitute, Mitoma, back to Gross. So let me just run through them teams now. Verbruggen, and then it's Milner, Dunk, Van Hecke and Baleba for Brighton, and then it's Gross, Gilmore, Adingra and Lalana, and then it's Mitoma, sorry. Here's Gilmore. Gilmore shots hit O'Shea on the back. Comes away as well. Evan Ferguson, Pedro as well, and then it's Evan Ferguson completing the lineup. We'll give you a recap of the Burnley 11 in a second. Here comes the cross from Brighton. It's an easy take for Trafford. It's James Trafford in goal for the Clarets. And it's a back four of Coutinho, Dal Rocher, Jordan Mayer and Charlie Taylor. And it's Wilson Odobert who scored the only important goal before half-time. Sanderberg, Josh Brownhill and Johan Goodmanson. And then it's Jay Rodriguez and Zeki Amdouni up front. On the bench for the Seagulls. We'll come back to that in just a second. We'll come back to just a second or two as the ball is knocked back. So Odobert's got his second goal. We're just updating his statistics, but let's just read that out. Now, it still says half-time on the scoreboard. Yes, I'm sorry. We had a bit of a... We'll put that one right. But we'll change the graphic as soon as we can. As Burnley go off in search of a goal here, a second goal here, and it's Odobert again. He's turning nicely. Odobert inside the penalty area. Shot across Rodriguez. Rodriguez tried to tap it back in, but he couldn't. And somehow Brighton got it out. Somehow Brighton got it out of play. And that could have been 2-0 to the Clarets. Odebear playing the ball back. Goalkeeper didn't hold it. Rodriguez, who had a good chance before, Wolves scored on Tuesday. Couldn't take the chance. A Burnley victory will put them on 10 points and will put them third bottom and will close the gap on Everton, who take on Arsenal in the late game later this evening. And Vitinho won that very well. Abdouni's in there. Rodriguez just couldn't get the touch of the ball, but he does now. Gets it back here. Burnley playing with a real sense of purpose about them so far. Coming up to 5 minutes gone in the second half. Burnley leading at Brighton by 1-0. Still a heck of a long way to go in this one. Still, it could go either way. And Matoma gets in behind. O'Shea's got to be careful. O'Shea did well. Remember, he's on a yellow card for a harsh booking in the first half. I'll just remind you of the two benches when we get a break in play here on JB Sports. Remember, via the TCO, we're going to have live commentary of that Everton-Arsenal game. Live for Aston Villa against Arsenal, sorry. Live for you, it's Aston Villa Arsenal. Everton don't play until Sunday. So that would really put the pressure on Everton, who have got to play Chelsea away. Aston Villa against Arsenal is our second live match on the channel via the TC Home. So you'll be able to hear Paul James at around about 5:20. So we're coming up the air a bit earlier than usual, about 5 o'clock. So we can then allow the airtime for Paul James and Russ Vernon to bring you Aston Villa against Arsenal in the Premier League game for your listening pleasure. So not the end of the football today after we're done here at the Amex. As Coutinho strides away, tracked by Ferguson. That's a free kick. So Paul James and Russ Vernon will be with you at Villa Park. Villa Park is our second main event. It's a TCO production. So don't forget, stay with us on JB Sports for more live audio commentaries via the TCO. One kick forward. Again, ahead of one. Burnley doing well there. O'Shea winning the initial header. Lewis dumped back from a ban today. Gets the ball back to his goalkeeper, Verbruggen. Well, this now plays into Burnley's hands. The more Brighton attack and poured players forward as the second half goes by. The more susceptible to the counter-attack they may well be. So you can't honestly say what may well happen in the grand scheme of things. What we do know is that it's 1-0 to Burnley, and we put the scoreboard right now. Here's Matoma. Matoma inside the penalty area. And a good charge there from Gudmundsson. He needed to time it well. Just stopped Matoma going that extra few yards, which would have put Trafford in real peril there. Pedro now to Gross. Gross to Matoma, who's having a real sail things here in his second half. Matoma back to Yell Pedro. Pedro chips it to the far post and a header won brilliantly there by Charlie Taylor on the far side. But still Brighton have it. The danger's not past yet. Forward goes Milner. Milner back now, and Van Hecker plays the ball into the penalty area, but it's been given away here to Gudmundsson. And Gudmundsson does well. Good hunting ground this for Burnley. And at the moment, they're proving their worth here. And Dooney nearly running into trouble, but he found Gudmundsson. O'Shea needed to take that first time, I fancied. Took a risk there, taking 2 touches. Dooney gets it over to Brownhill. And just almost showed Bear a little short, but still with Taylor. And here's Odebear, who's having a marvellous match. Certainly up there for Clarets man of the match as far as I'm concerned today. Taylor with a cross which is so wayward and so poor. And he holds his hands to his face, knowing what he's just done there. Goal kick to Brighton. 53 minutes on the clock here this afternoon. You're listening to JB Sports with me, JB Johnston. So don't forget the Twitter handle at JB Sports 11 is our Twitter handle. As that ball is spread from right to left flank, left to right flank, I should say. Odeberg takes possession, finds Sanderberg. Uses Patino now. Thomas personified here. Elsewhere, 1-1 in the Wolves game between Wolves and Nottingham Forest. Bournemouth are winning at Old Trafford as things stand. I'm sure Russ will keep you up to date with all the latest scores as we get them. And also, earlier today, that Crystal Palace won, Liverpool 2. Crystal Palace ended the game with 10 men. So Burnley leading by that goal to nil. What a fillip it would be if they could hang on for 3 points. It'd take them into double figures. Sheffield United are winning as well against Bournemouth. Let's not forget that. Chris Wilder having a good, looks like Sheffield United are having a good manager bounce. 10 minutes gone in the second half. Here's a chance now for João Pedro. Just couldn't take it on the shot there, and he miscued his shot, and it allowed Burnley to get the ball away. That would have been a real problem if he had connected properly towards that. He looks a danger, that João Pedro, I've got to be honest. Burnley have just got us hang in there, hang tough for as long as they possibly can. It's going to be tough now that they've got Matoma on the ball, and he's having plenty to say. Ferguson hounded out by 2 Burnley defenders. One of them was Patino, who kicks down the line, the right-hand side, but it's back with Lewis Dunk, who takes it on the halfway line with his chest. 10 minutes gone in the second half. It's Brighton 0, Burnley 1. But Matoma, as each second goes by, is having such a big say on things now. Van Hecker now for Brighton. Played it in there. And it's Gross now. Edge of the area. Good dummy there by Pedro in all of that. Gross to find Matoma. Matoma's cross is a dangerous one again. Van Hecker was in there too, inside the penalty area. But yet Burnley got it away. It's back with Verbruggen. Verbruggen the dunk. Burnley still leading. How? I cannot dare not tell you. But they're still surviving. João Pedro, first touch was poor. Pelosi appreciates the ball in though from Matoma, who is making such inroads down that Brighton left-hand side. And here he is getting the ball now from Dunk. He's going to run it. Patino again. He's used Gross on the other. Gross has crossed it. Another dangerous one. But yet again, Odeberg going back there to do some defending. And Milner now has it on the right-hand side this time. Played in there. Bayer this time with a header. And now here come Burnley with Jay Rodriguez to Abdouni. Odeberg is making a forward run, but Abdouni just decides safety first. Let's not be too clever about things. O'Shea with a long ball, but it's going to be inviting more trouble here from Brighton and Hove Albion. Oh, dare I say it, are just starting to build a head of steam here. Dunk gets the ball out. Matoma takes possession. But what a good challenge that is by Patino, and buys his team a throw-in as well to boot. That is just sensational. It's sensational stuff here at the Amex Stadium. As we now go, as Gudmundsson comes off, and on in his place comes Jacob Ramsey from Aston Villa, and there's going to be a Brighton change too. Off comes number 20 here, Carlos Baleba, who's going to be replaced by Curio. James Milner is also off, and Inserwood is going to be on, so Igor and Inserwood both on. As the Seagulls look to try and get level. They've used 4 of their 5 substitutes. You can use 5 substitutes. Burnley have got 4 left in the bank. As we now go towards an hour played. Brighton knocking on this Burnley door. And they do, on balance, on statistics, look the better side. But Burnley, to their credit, so far, touching as much wood as I can in this commentary box, are holding as steady as they come. That's a foul of Vitinho, and the referee agrees. Free kick to Burnley. I have to say, Simon Hooper, apart from that yellow card he gave O'Shea at the start, has refereed this game with quite a minimum of fuss. It has to be said that's a definite push there by Mitoma. And I think the referee was spot on. But at the moment, amazingly, Burnley lead at the hour, almost at the hour mark. It's tantalisingly going to be so close here. And if Burnley can hold on, get 3 points, boy, does that goes things up at the bottom of the table. James Trafford hasn't, from memory, apart from that one save after Vitinho's mistake, had a single shot to save. Which tells you everything you need to know with half an hour still to play. Burnley Brighton knocking on the door. But can Burnley hold on for the next half an hour? As they used to say, anything can happen in the next half hour. If Burnley can hold on for the next half hour, pushing for stoppage time, they will be winning the game. Bournemouth are leading at Old Trafford. How are they doing it? I'm not quite sure. Sheffield United are winning against Brentford. Liverpool beat 10-man Crystal Palace earlier on, and it's 1-1 between Wolverhampton Wanderers and Nottingham Forest. Ball knocked into the penalty area once more. Header won again. And Burnley don't need to get in each other's way at this point. Just can never afford mistakes at this moment in time. This final half an hour is going to be so critical to the way the points may shape up here. Mitoma has it. Left-hand side. Mitoma's cross. Another dangerous one. Well read. Jordan Bayer. Terrific defending there by the centre-back. But Van Hecker has won it for Brighton. And they're going infield now. They're going for this equalising goal. They're going for all 3 points, if you fancy. Here's Mitoma on the left. Mitoma beaten to it by... I'm not sure who it was. I think it was Aaron Ramsey who won possession. Here's Gross now on the left-hand side, the German. Running at his men. Gross has crossed too close to James Trafford, who takes that rather comfortably. Still, keep your comments rolling in. Burnley, amazingly leading on the road. Could it be 2 wins out of 3? It's still a long way to go, but they're on their way to doing so if they can just hold on in there and not make too many mistakes. Here's Igor now for Brighton, who trail by a 1-0. Here's his dunk. Game being played exclusively in the Burnley half of the field, away to my left-hand side. One moment of brilliance from Brighton could have them back in the game, and they still have possession on the edge of the area. Mitoma's been left free. Oh, and his shot goes over. Owned it up with the side of his right foot, but just hit it too much, possibly on the up. As I apologise there. Just had again another technical problem, but there we go. Tom Payton's on. As a Brighton fan, I'd be pretty cheesed up if we lose this. Again, another even Steven game. I have to say, Brighton have been a breath of fresh air to the Premier League in recent seasons. And they've been a breath of fresh air in European football too. Taking on the mighty Marseille and the mighty Ajax. And beating them to a pulp. They can't afford another slip up in the league. But they've got a healthy 25 points, which is pretty good to have at this stage of the season in the bank. And still on the fringes of Europe, but still a long way to go in the season. But Brighton are still on the attack there. asking every possible question of Burnley here at the moment. Here's Van Hecker as the cross into the penalty area, and the header goes wide, and a goal kick has been given. It was Evan Ferguson again. Burnley playing any better? Well, it's all Brighton at the moment, Russ. I have to be honest. It's all De Zerbi's side. They did have a chance at the start of the second half for Jay Rodriguez to make it 2, but he didn't take the chance. But it's all Brighton at the moment. And Evan Ferguson has just headed one wide as we talk to you now. With any later scores, Russ will bring them to you. Plus, we've got a bonus live second match with Paul James. That's Easy Hub production later on this evening here on JB Sports. Paul James will be your commentator for Aston Villa against Arsenal. And what a game that promises to be. Arsenal having to go to Villa, who had the best victory of their season so far. 14 games unbeaten at Villa Park. The best home records in the Premier League, and on maybe putting in an outside championship challenge perhaps. Free kick has been given with 25 minutes to play. Lewis Dunk and Billy Gilmore having a few words with Mr. Hooper, the referee. That's why we're coming up at 5 o'clock. We're here till 5 o'clock, folks. We'll be on the air at 5:10. So don't forget, 10 past 5. We're not doing classified results. As soon as the whistle is gone here at Brighton, it'll be straight to the final fort and then off the air for about 5 o'clock. And then Russ and Paul will take over from there on in. Burnley, and then what's the referee doing here? The yellow card is being brandished, I think, has the yellow card come out? We were watching a replay. Simon Hooper, it's a Burnley free kick, I can tell you that. As we now rapidly head towards 66 minutes played. Trafford with the free kick. Charlie Taylor may have been booked for dissent, perhaps. That's the indication that Simon Hooper's given to me. Anyway, all that's over with now, and it's Matoma now. It's 3 against 4 in Brighton's favour, and it's Matoma now. They can't afford to back off. The chance here for Ferguson, and he couldn't get it out from under his feet. He tried to flick it goal with Evan Ferguson. Burnley are just living on their nerves as we are ticked towards the 67-minute mark. But Matoma certainly having an influence on how Brighton are playing now. He's having more than his fair share of a say of things here. And that's dangerous for Burnley. Can they hold on? That is the crucial question. 66 minutes, 67 minutes now played at the Amex. And it's still Brighton 0, Burnley 1. Brighton free kick. Midway inside their own half. Conceded by Jay Rodriguez. And it's Lewis Dunk for Brighton. They could not. If they hang on and win this game, Burnley, it would be the most. Maybe it may well see us take up. Myself including may well sit up and take notice of that, because we have sort of criticised Prince and Company's sides for their game management when the league's been precariously tight. They have dropped at least a dozen points, at least 12 points from winning positions this season, which is alarming amount of points at the bottom of the table to concede. Now the ball from Adooning could found on Bear on the far side. His goal at the moment settling the issue for Burnley. Halfway through the second half, we've ticked towards the 68th minute of the game. Burnley have possession with Trafford. Now then, Trafford needs to kick this long. Can't mess about with that. Not a good kick, but it's going to fall for Brighton now. Igor gets the ball back to Lewis Dunk. Do I stand for Company out? Well, to say he's an has-been, I think is a bit harsh, but he has been naive. He is the youngest manager in the division. He is a player, but I have criticised him. I think he'll shut a few people up today if we hang on for the result. But at the moment, Brighton are asking all the questions, but I have to say Burnley are answering them to the letter, and they might break here with Coutinho. Look at the second half possession. 70% for Brighton, 30% Burnley. You'd expect that, though. Mitoma, though. Back to Igor. Igor now looks to left and right for options. It's going to be a nerving last 20 minutes plus injury time now at the end of this game. Mind you, has it ever been nervy for a Burnley fan? Mitoma inside the area. Mitoma uses João Pedro, but what a good block from Coutinho. Body on the line. And the Brazilian right back did magnificently to concede just a corner out of that. Every time Mitoma's on the ball, you fear the worst. Gross to take another corner from the left-hand side. Going to be long into the area towards the near post, headed away. Back to the screen for Gross. Out comes Trafford. He came and flapped at that. Burnley haven't got it clear yet, and they still might. Oh, it's not been punished, and João Pedro was in there. Better contact. Burnley may have been in massive trouble. Trafford flapped at the first cross and was very lucky that João Pedro did not get better contact on the second header. Otherwise, Burnley's lead would have been wiped out in an instant. In fact, I think there was a little deflection on the way from Bayer, which took it off his head. Goodness grief. 20 more minutes of this to endure. Possibly a good chunk of stoppage time as well, I fancy. Igor making a good run down the left-hand side. Burnley haven't tracked him. They have now. They use Gross. Maybe it's time to get some fresh legs on, potentially. Burnley have. I'll run through the Burnley changes. Remember, Brighton have used 4 of their 5. Have another one up their sleeve if they choose to use him in the next 20 minutes. Brighton pulled on a double substitution. It's had the desired effect with Mitoma, and here he goes again. And the ball played back across, and it found a Doomy instead of a Brighton player. But I have to say, Coutinho has stuck to Mitoma like glue, and it's made it very hard for the Japanese international. And he's won it. And Odebear has cutted his man there. Yellow card for him on halfway. Simon Hooper now shows a third yellow card to a Burnley player. This was it. Oh, he does leave his studs in a bit there. I think that's a good decision from the referee. Loses possession there, tries to correct it, but as you see there, or as I see, leaves the studs in very hard on Van Hecker. Definite foul, definite yellow card. No complaints from this commentator. Simon Hooper got it spot on. There's been a goal at Manchester United, and it's Philip Billing. Manchester United 0, Bournemouth 2. The shock of the day could well be happening at Old Trafford. And the pressure on Erik ten Hag increases. Looks like Connor Roberts is going to have to come on here for Coutinho, who looks to spent force. The injury list is piling up. With Burnley lost Osho. In fact, it's Ramsey who's hurt there. Aaron Ramsey it is, not Jacob Ramsey, as I initially said at the start. I just want to correct that. Ramsey. But it looks like Connor Roberts is going to come on as well for the Clarets. And it looks like we're going to see another couple of Burnley changes here. Let's hope he gets these right. Nathan Redmond is there too. Experienced campaigner with the likes of Southampton. Of course, former youth product of Birmingham City. Looks like Aaron Ramsey is going to be okay to continue. Signed from Aston Villa. His brother is having a good season with Villa at the moment. So it looks as if we're going to see Mike Trezor as well come on as well. So no opportunity yet for Anas Sonori, who got to the semi-finals of the World Cup with Morocco. Here's a chance now. Trafford with a save. What a superb save from Trafford. It looked to all the world. Brighton were going to equalise. Gross's ball in. Burnley so lopsided. And somehow Trafford has pulled off the save of the day. Good ball in from Gross. Here comes the corner and wide from João Pedro. We're all scratching our heads here in the commentary box as to how that's not gone in. Adinga had the chance. It was Simon Adinga. This looked, all intents and purposes, 1-1 here. Takes it nicely on the volley, and the chest of Trafford saves Burnley. And now Simon Hooper having a word. 4 Burnley players are surrounding him. Is Sander Berg being spoken to here? I don't know what Simon Hooper's doing here. In fact, they're checking a penalty for handball. Well, I couldn't see any handball inside that penalty area, I've got to be honest. That's why they're stopping. And, well, now we're going to VAR now. Now play on, says the referee, I think. It's play on. I think it was from one of the corners here. Let's have a look. We're just checking a handball. Well, I think that would have been harsh. And his shirt was being tugged as well. So, yeah, I think VAR came to the right conclusions there. Anyway, it's a goal kick. Trafford to take, right-footed. And Burnley, hooker by Croc, are still in the lead. What scenes here at the Amex? But Brighton have won it. Here's Pedro. The Turner on the left. He's the danger man. Pedro again running in space. But yet again, Burnley stout defending. They look a lot more. They've looked a lot more solid in this second half. They looked a bit loose in the first. Got away with a few things. But Al Riding now looks slowly away. But Burnley have got more defending to do here. Odeberg getting a good foot in there. Burnley still preparing 3 substitutes. But here's, good block there as Matoma again closed in. Rose gets it on the left-hand side. Here comes the cross up, go the hands, and it's gone in! And it had been coming. It's 1-1. And it's Adingra who's got it. And you've got to say, it has been coming, and Brighton have deserved it. Burnley just couldn't hold on. And it's now 1-1. They had an overload at the far post. Rose with a fantastic cross. And in came Simon Adingra to nod it into the net to make it 1-1. Heartbreak for the Clarets, but it's been deserved. Trafford just couldn't get anywhere near it. And agonisingly inside the corner. And Brighton do get the goal they deserve, and now they'll feel that they can go on and win this now. I don't think there's any question about it now with 13 minutes to play. J-Rod has gone off. Jay Rodriguez has gone off. Nathan Redmond takes his place. Aaron Ramsey's still injured, by the way. So Odeberg and Rodriguez are definitely off. And Treto and Redmond both on. And looks like Connor Roberts is about to enter the fray as well. As we now go into the closing stages of this game. 13 to play. It's disappointment for Burnley, but they were holding on by a thread. Let's be bluntly honest. And Burnley, apologies there. We are just people going up the stairs, James, where our commentary box is. So I do apologise. But Sensini has put Bournemouth 3-0 ahead. Ramsey's come off as well. And on comes Connor Roberts. Oh, God. Let's hope he doesn't mess up. But anyway, Mike Trezor. Burnley with fresh legs, though. That's the important thing now. Point wouldn't be the worst result, but with Bournemouth winning, it would be a real disappointment, really. But that's the shock of the day. Redmond now for the Clarets. It's 1-1. 11 minutes to go. But stoppage time. Remember, we're finishing at 5 o'clock because Russ Vernon will be on the air with the TCL live commentary of the day. We're going to be live from Villa Park. Alternate commentary with Russ and Paul James on the TCL. They're on the air at 5:10, so stay with us after we're finished here. Igor now for Brighton. 1-1 the score. Matoma keeps possession. Can the Clarets just hold on for a point now? It's no more than what Brighton deserved, that equaliser. It's got to be said. Here's Evan Ferguson. Ball played in there and away by Redmond. To halfway, but there's no Burnley player on halfway, and there has to be. Looks like Company's team are digging in here for a point. They need to get 3 today. 1 point's not enough. Game management again. May well come back to home Company and his boys. Here's Matoma, who's made all the difference. Oh, and it nearly was 2-1. O'Shea took a chance and got lucky. Terrific run from Matoma and O'Shea. What was he doing there? Could have been a complete disaster for Burnley. Last 10 minutes. And it goes to Trafford, who fists away to Redmond, whose header wasn't the best. Bit behind him, admittedly. Ball chipped in there towards the penalty area. And can't reach it, and it's out for a goal kick. Jack Insel would have played the ball into the penalty area. Lewis Dunk was offside in any case. If the ball had been converted, then the goal would have been ruled out for offside. So we played 81 minutes of this game. Brighton 1, Burnley 1. I have to say, it's no more than what Brighton deserve. Second half, they've been much the better team. Ekdal is about to come on for their 5th and final change. And it's Zeki and Dooney is going to come off. Well, it looks as if now Burnley are just going to dig in for a point. I'm not sure whether that's the right thing to do. Looks like they're going to go to a back 5 here, the Clarets. They need to be winning this game. They have to try and get the winner here. I just hope Vincent Kompany knows what he's doing here. A point would not be enough. I don't think he knows all the other scores. Bournemouth winning isn't helping. Forest getting a point, that's not going to help matters neither. Everton now starting to pull away from the drop zone. They needed 3 really today, Burnley. If they take 1, it's not the worst result in the world, but it's not 3, is it? Lewis Dunk now for Brighton. It could well be 0 if they're not careful. Van Hecker coming forward. They look the more likely winners if there is to be one, Brighton. One's got to say. Igor now has it. Game being played exclusively to my left-hand side in the Burnley half. Burnley attacking their own supporters to the right-hand side, remember. Oh, well done, Mike Trezor. He's got Redmond away. This will release some pressure now for Burnley. Redmond will carry it towards the area. Plays it in there, Roberts! Well, I'm not sure whether they've been offside or not, if he had got a touch to it, Connor Roberts, but he was within inches away of getting a stud on the end of that ball from Redmond and putting Burnley back in the lead, and he would have been onside as well. Oh, Connor Roberts. What a moment that might have been. So we're not going to see Jacob von Larsen today, unfortunately. But it's 1-1 as we now go into the final stages. Gross for Brighton. Finds Matoma. Matoma gets the ball back to Gross. Chips it forward towards João Pedro. Bertinho just boots it away as far up the field as he can. Safety first from the Clarets. They English stole a second goal on the breakaway then. But Brighton throwing men forward. And if they do mess up, it makes them susceptible to the Clarets counter-attack. All played into the area. Ekdal with a clearance off a Brighton player, but it stays in play. But Mike Trezor does a good job and wins a throw-in on the far side for Burnley. 6 minutes plus injury time to play. Lewis Dunk's going to come off here. So the Brighton captain being replaced by number 40, Buonanotte, who is an Argentinian. Buonanotte. Remember, we're going off the air in about 15 minutes from now. So we can bring you Aston Villa against Arsenal in a real top of the table clash at Villa Park with Russ Vernon and Paul James live at 5:10. He'll have, plus we'll have all the results that matter around the country as well. So we're not going to be doing a full classified check today. Redmond has found his man. Simon Hooper dishes out another yellow card to a Clarets player. I think he's been a little bit biased with the yellow cards to be fair. What's this, a yellow card? Well, there's nothing in it there. He's tripped him. And I don't think that's a yellow card offence. Simon Hooper's. And again, another free kick. Simon Hooper not happy that the ball wasn't stationary. It's going to be a free kick and it's Pascal Gross here. And we all know what a set-piece repertoire Pascal Gross has got. This is the incident again. I don't even think that's a foul by Sanderberg. I think the Argentinian, Buonanotte, is looking for that. It looks a harsh decision. Let's just hope it doesn't come back to bite Burnley on the backside, as it were. Is the ball lined up properly from Trafford? Can he get a good sight of it? Gross with his right foot over the free kick. Gross's free kick. Oh, just tipped over the bar. Trafford was scrambling for all his worth, and I think he got a flick on it. It's a corner. See, oh, I'm not sure if he got a cover on that, Trafford. I think that sails straight over, but a corner's been given. Gross to take it. It's all nervous tension now here at the Amex. Flick on again. Trafford needs to be stronger. And just about did enough. There's a foul in there. Free kick to Burnley. O'Shea has gone down in a heap. Remember, Burnley have used all 5 of their substitutes. Yeah, he was all over O'Shea there, Van Hecker, wasn't he? And Trafford weren't to be fouled there. There was a case maybe for one but 2 free kicks there. Either way, it has been given. Roberto De Zerbi, you feel it'll be 2 points drop for him. I think it'll be 2 points drop for the Clarets, but having said that, though, if you'd have offered a Burnley fan a point at the start, the way Brighton have been playing recently, I think they would have took that at the start, but still a little bit to go yet. 2.5 minutes plus stoppage time, and we don't know what Tim Robinson's going to do as regards that. Michael Oliver has had a decent game on the VAR, by the way. To remind you that Wolves and Forest are level. Bournemouth are winning 3-0. Sheffield United are winning as well. But here's Inshaw with played it. Oh my goodness me. Burnley are so close now. 2 minutes away from a priceless point now. We'd take a point now if it was offered. But will it be there at the end of the game? Gross with another teasing cross. Out comes Trafford. That's more like it from James Trafford. He's had a good match today, Trafford. Let's give him his fair dues. He's done exceptional. Burnley nearly there now. Trafford with the kick away. Good, sensible thing to do. Buys a little bit of breathing space for a second or two for the Clarets. Brownhill hits it towards the edge of the area. I'm not sure they've got a recognised attacker on now, the Clarets. Again, Brownhill hits it forward. Asks the question of a defender. That's knocked away once more. Burnley holding on in there. And then looking to win it themselves. Trezor trying to play a through ball over. We're going into the final minute of the 90. And here's the goal scorer, Adingwa. Adingwa keeps it well, but Trezor nicks it away from him. Does really well then. Taylor dawdles on the ball, but gets away with it. Taylor again. And Trezor and Sanderberg has had a marvellous game for the Clarets today. The man of the match, I'm going to give Wilson Audebert. Wilson Audebert is going to be our player of the match. I have to say, James Trafford has had a super match. Some of the handling has been better. Lots of the couple. But apart from that, has had a decent game. But Wilson Audebert, that goal alone deserves to win Clarets player of the match. If I had to give it to a Brighton player, you'd have to say Mitoma has been the pick of the players for Brighton. So we go into the last seconds now. We've played exactly the 90 minutes. We don't know as yet of what the stoppage time may well be. It could be anything, quite frankly. I'm not prepared to make guesses. 8 added minutes. Well, I'm not sure where Tim Robinson's got 8 minutes from. That sounds a little bit excessive to me. Here's Mitoma now for Brighton. Mitoma towards the area. Gross now chips it in. Burnley have got to be on their metal. And Trafford with another save. My word. This is fingernail stuff. We're hanging on the cliff face by fingernails. I'm still trying to scratch my head to find where 8 minutes has come from. Van Hecker keeps it alive. Burnley have seen out the first minute, only just though. They've got another 7 minutes of this to endure. And here's Gross. Plays it to Mitoma. Can Burnley hang on in there? He's given Coutinho the slip. This could be problems. Over the bar. At the back post. Gee whiz. Coutinho looks like he's spent. But Mitoma has absolutely whipped him here down the left-hand side. Cross back and the header over the top. Not sure who got the header in at the last lookings there. Let's have a look. It was Hinchelwood with a header. And thankfully, it was over the top of Trafford's crossbar. This was another chance there. Ferguson was in there, and it was Hinchelwood again that Trafford denied. So he's had 2 chances in a minute. The youngster got away from Bayer. That was poor marking from Jordan Bayer. It needed to be a lot stronger than that. And then Ekdal got it out. We've played 2 of the 8 minutes. And still Burnley are clinging on to the cliff face. How? I'm not edge of the cliff here. Brighton looking to stamp on their fingernails and push them over the cliff. It would be heartbreak now if they were to concede, but even so, Brighton have been the better side. That we can't lose sight of. They've looked them all likely winners. There's a few supporters leaving earlier. Why? I'm not quite sure with the game in the balance. Hinchelwood finds Gross now. It's all or nothing now. Can Burnley hold on in there? Mitoma, what a good challenge that was from Connor Roberts. Corner given. Now come on, Burnley. Hold on in there. If your lives depend on it. Pascal Gross with the corner. And that didn't look on the quadrant to me as that corner comes in. Well held, James Trafford. Terrific goalkeeping. And I've been one of Trafford's biggest critics, but today he has just proved me 100% utterly wrong. And I'm prepared to eat humble pie. He's had a super match. On another day, he would have got player of the match, but for a moment of pure genius from Wilson Audebert that put Burnley ahead in the game. We've played almost 4 and a quarter of the 8 minutes, and still the nerves are a-jangling. I do I'd like to know where the fourth official comes up with the 8 minutes from, because there wasn't much of time wasting. We had the odd VAR check, but nothing else. But here come Isherwood again denied by James Trafford. It was a free header, 6 yards out, and the goalkeeper yet again, James Trafford, has pulled off another worldy save here. Cross back, Isherwood thinks he scored, but James Trafford, maybe that's England form. Maybe that's the under-21s form. In an instant, who knows? Still 3.5 minutes of this still to endure as the ball comes in there, and I'm looking. Oh, the shot back in and wide. Burnley made an oryx of it, and Billy Gilmore with his right foot shot wide. Oh my word! I'm watching beneath my hands here. I can't watch. I utterly cannot watch this. I have to. Don't forget, as soon as this whistle has gone, my final thought. It's going to be a quick final thought. And then we're off the air for 5 o'clock to make way for Aston Villa against Arsenal at 5:10 with Russ Vernon and Paul James. Matoma now for Brighton. Can Burnley hang on in there for a crucial point? Roberts knocks it out. Good play. Otoa has scored a 4th one for Bournemouth. Well, that's a bad result. In the grand scheme of things for Burnley, a bad result for Erik ten Hag, whose joke could be hanging by a fingernail. Burnley hanging by fingernails here. The ball knocked in and it's headed out. Ferguson was lurking. Gross wins it for Brighton. 2 minutes almost of the 8 to play. Matoma. It's been sensational this second half. Gross with another cross in there. Oh, and Trafford holds on for the header. It was Evan Ferguson's header, and it was a powerful one. But thankfully, Trafford held on to it well. He won the header against Bayer, but Trafford was there. Right place, right time. Held on. 90 seconds of the 8 to go. And I should stress at this point, it's a minimum of. Burnley have a chance to win it themselves with Redmond. Out comes the keeper, Van Bruggen, who's been a virtual spectator all this second half. Look at this, 26 attempts to 6 in Brighton's favour. 10 shots on target to 3 in Brighton's favour. They should have won this game and some today. Still might though. Burnley are holding on by a fingernail. Can they hold on now for another one? Oh, Matoma, what a save! James Trafford again denies Matoma, which would have been a sensational winning goal on the half volley, and Trafford to Burnley's rescue for the moment. Comes to Matoma from the corner. Matoma shoots, deflecting. It's gone in the air. Bayer wins the next header. Then Redmond away. Trezor can't get there. Trezor does get there. But Burnley have to endure another 40 more seconds of this. Seconds remain. Billy Gilmore finds Ben Hecker. This would be real heartbreak if they were to concede another one now. Billy Gilmore, the Scot, needs to get the cross in. He does. Up go the Hares. O'Shea won it well, but only as far as Matoma. Matoma shoots, charged away. 10 seconds to go. And then it's down to Simon Hooper's discretion. Brighton still have it. Burnley with everybody back now. We've played 8 minutes. That was what was given by Mr. Robinson, the 4th official. Sure, it can't be a heartbreak now. Gross plays it in again. Burnley when the header, the whistle is gone. Burnley have snatched the point. A crucial one. Vincent Kompany will take it, put it in the bag, and move on to a massive grudge match next Saturday evening against Everton. What a hero James Trafford was. But the 4th goal was disallowed. It still remains 3-0 incidentally at Old Trafford. But Burnley have got a point. They led for a goal of pure genius from Odegaard on 45 minutes. Then the equaliser after 77 from Adingwa. And then it was backs to the wall. And James Trafford, time and time again, kept Brighton at bay. And the same at the end from Matoma. One Brighton, one Burnley, a crucial point on the road. They moved to 8 points, but it's a crucial point earned. Now they go to Turf Moor, that big grudge match against Everton next week. Surely full of confidence. It's finished here at the Amex. Burnley 1, Brighton 1. And we're just about out of time here on this broadcast. Just to remind you, at 5:10, in just over 10 minutes' time, we'll be back live with you, Russ Vernon and Paul James at Villa Park for the big one, Aston Villa against Arsenal. But here at the Amex, a crucial point run on the road for Vincent Kompany's troops. It's finished here. Brighton 1, Burnley 1, and that's it from me. Thank you very much for listening, and we'll see you again very, very soon. Take care. Bye-bye for now.